And we are live. Or at least we should be. I'm just waiting for my laptop to actually show me that we are live. Oh, there's the transition. There we go. Thank you. All right. Welcome to Suzuka for the penultimate, I do believe, round of the Evolution Racing Academy Championship. The final is down at Brands Hatch. This is server 2 action, so we got the silver drivers here, the gold or the bronze drivers, and finally the iron drivers. How you can tell their ratings are based on the color of their number plate. The white ones are the silver drivers. The silver colored ones, ironically, are the bronze drivers, and the red are the iron drivers. We have a pretty large field today, a reasonably large field to step up from the prior round. We've got a couple of new faces. Dennis Hook has left the commentary booth and joined the field of the 911 Ferrari. By the way, taking the number 911 and not driving a Porsche, unacceptable. Unacceptable. If there is any audio issues in the, please let me know, chat, because obviously I don't have the ability to be listening to the audio that is going out to the stream as well as the audio from the game. It is how it is. I am a one-man show, and there are limitations on what I can do. So let's rock down the drivers here. We got Dennis Hook, we got Steve Tetley, Freddie Murley, Matthew East, Adrian Maru, Shanu Murasanu, Sean Young, Bearded X Badass, Lucas Geese, Matthias Wiedemann, Finley Gamble, Adam Stewart. Brandon Harvey is back after his win at Bathurst. I think it was Bathurst anyways. Just not sure here. Was it Bathurst or was it Laguna Seca? Pardon me, Laguna Seca, where he was triumphant. So good to have him back in the field. Loving it. Loving the enjoyment there. Another face to, battle for the wins. Nelson Ambrozosa, pardon me. Pat Fortune is back in the Nissan. Everybody, we got the Nissan. Idris Cahill, recently promoted to bronze. And we also have Kevin Shepard, who is back from a solid run at Bathurst. Tobias Wagner, Chris Moss, Jeffrey Bacher. Ron Stop action. You can't see me, but I am giving that a serious eye raise because let you in on a little secret here. I have a general aversion to people who go by like pseudonyms in sim racing games. Just experiences with them. Not pseudonyms, I should say, but like gamer tag stuff. Like, I have no problem if you don't want to use your real name. I get that. That's fine. It's totally dope. Sir, come up with something. But I don't know. There's just something inherently untrustworthy of like things like Ron Stop action. But hey, you know what? Bearded X Badass has been pretty fun to watch. So I mean, at least there's that. Cedric Beer and Robert Volt rounded off the field. Right now, the irons are out on the track, and let's have a look. See here, who is the closest to doing something here. 463. I believe that is Brandon Harvey. Yes, it is. Sporting a lovely livery. I do like this. Thank you, Freddie Murley, our silver championship leader in the chat. Guess who's back on track? I noticed that, Dennis. I noticed that. We also have confirmation that we have a good little bit of audio going on right now. All right, let's do the track map. Brandon Harvey is going to give us a tour here. This is the Suzuka S's right after turn 1. Challenging bit here. A lot of throttle modulation. A lot of tiny little adjustments in the car. And obviously, it's a section of the track where you can lose a lot of time. It's a dangerous section to overtake, but we'll probably see some action there nonetheless. Then we head down to Degna 1 and Degna 2, which is coming up right here. That's this right-hander. Degna 1. We run quite wide there. Degna 2, right there. And then we go under the bridge. This is one of the few purpose-built racetracks that actually crosses over and stuff. You can see it's kind of got a little bit of a figure 8 going on. We head up to the hairpin. This is a prime overtaking opportunity. You want to get this down really well. Sean Young, by the way, on the pole at the moment with a 2:03.945. These are the iron drivers. They are the slowest of the bunch. They are probably not battling for pole, but they can surprise. They can do some things. As we head up to Spoon, which is a two-parter. There's that. And there's the second apex. head on down to the final turn, which, man, or not the final turn, one of the last couple of turns. I always forget the name of this corner. And I really should, because it's just a radius named turn. Very full throttle, very nice. 130R, there you go. And then we head into the chicane complex here that is called the Casio Triangle. And that is fittingly named the last turn, that little right-hander there, as Brandon Harvey comes across the line with the second place time. Just a little over a second off of pole position for the time being, a 2:05.042. I expect obviously that time will get better, but we'll see what happens as we go here. I want to switch over to my qualifying. Thank you. Leo here. Okay, who's on a good lap? Chris Moss is currently 4/10 up in the surprisingly Argentinian flagged 589 Porsche. Actually, that'll be fun to see if there's any new working flags here today, because slowly the number of flags on this server that are functioning have gone up and up and up, as they're being implemented slowly. Argentina showed up at Coda in the hands of Chris Moss, so that's nice to see. I imagine part of the delay is probably figuring out what nation people are actually from, getting responses. if that is something you haven't previously gathered. The community I admin in ESR has that kind of solved by having the race app. Series helping tool, I guess is what the best way of putting it. Basically, it allows for people to create accounts and put up their flags, so it was pretty easy to find out when I was doing them. Should be a pretty good lap here for Moss. This should move him up. Not a position, but like, there you go. A little closer to the pole position right now. We also have a almost 2-second improvement right now for Pat Fortune in the Zilla, the Nissan. Coming across the line at its home race in 5th place. A little bit of improvement. Who's on a good one? We got Harvey up a full second. Oh, we're just picking up right at the end there. It must not have counted. Yeah, because he did a 2:04.13, which would have improved notably. But I guess it wasn't legal. It's been validated somewhere along there. Zilla! There you go. We'll stick with Harvey for a little bit. I feel like he is the danger man right now. Also, I really like that livery. Wise Racing Motorsports, very nice. It's got a nice demure green on it, as well as a little bit of gold and black. I'm a big fan. We're still waiting on the hounds to be released on the bronze drivers, of course. We'll see how they are. Here we go. Second place for Ron Stop Action was picked up there. Good for him. He's sporting the 815 Porsche. Full second up right now for Harvey. Now keep in mind though, he did somehow invalidate the last one. This one appears to be legal, at least as far as the ACC race control is telling me. And it's a threat for the current top spot in the iron category. Talk about the standings for the irons once their qualifying is done. Give you the lowdown on the championship battle, which Sean Young currently leads. With 2 rounds to go. Alright, through 130R. Just got to get the Casio Triangle. He's lost a little bit of time, which is going to keep him behind Sean Young, but he does have a very solid lap going on right now. It's about 8/10 improvement as we speak. Also on a pretty good lap are Wiedemann and Wagner. And indeed, that will be second place for Brandon Harvey. Let's check in with Wagner. Well, check in with Wiedemann because he's closer to being done. Wiedemann currently 8/10 up, which would move him into 3rd place ahead of Rod Stop Action. As he comes around here in the Lambo. Also, really like that livery. I've said it many times, but Matthias Wiedemann has one of the sweetest liveries in this field. It's just a beautiful job of blending and textures, honestly. What to call it. I love it. Whoever made that livery, and I'm sure I've been told who made that livery before. I'm sure I have. But I would love to have some work done. 2nd place for Wiedemann. I cannot offer any kind of like money or compensation, but I can offer my undying love via commentary. Oh, we have the rarity. The Mercedes has been not very popular in this field, so Tobias Wagner coming in with shiny capybara liveried Deadpool, very Deadpool inspired. Mercedes looking good. I kind of messed up there through 130R though, so this is not going to be as much of an improvement as it was looking like. It was looking like it'd be a half-second improvement before, but this is just going to be 5th place with. Was the lap not legal? Lap was not legal. Well, not only did he mess it up as far as the Delta was concerned, he messed it up in terms of legality. So that's a little bit lame. Nobody's on a heater right this second, so we'll stick with the Mercedes because it's gotten very little love in this series. And also, not for nothing, Wagner is up 4/10, so is probably the most likely to actually make an improvement here. Might have a shot at getting action for 4th place, but I do think RV, Wiedemann, and Young are probably a little bit out of reach right now, but we'll see. The bronzes have hit the track. Dennis Hook and Matthew East. Shana Murasanu is on track, along with Adam Stewart, who I had the loveliness of racing in the ESR race yesterday. And I beat him. Idris Gale also on track. Tobias Wagner is still 7/10 up. As far as I can tell, it's a legal lap, so he's got a shot at 4th place here. In class. Ah, invalid. He went too wide through spoon. Not really anyone else to talk about here, so let's give Dennis a shot. Dennis with the ERA Lark Racing livery. The 911 Ferrari. Being trailed by, I believe that is Idris Cahill as well. So it's this way. Pole right now belongs to Sean Young in the iron category. And overall, probably not last, but we'll see. Hard to tell who in the bronze category is right now ripping up a lap here because obviously I don't have proper lap times for them. I don't have a delta to work with. I just have, are they on a legal lap or are they not on a legal lap? And that's about it. That's Pat Fortune up ahead in the Nissan. KCMG Nissan. By the way, Pat Fortune, if you're looking for some Nissan liveries, I've got some lovely ones from the workshop of Thomas Waz and Justin Swan. If you would like, there's an option on the table. I know Pat has a friend in the chat normally, so do let him know. I'm sure they would not mind having their work utilized once again. I'll ask them. Sure, but they've got some stuff with some energy and alcohol themed stuff. So I don't know how you feel about the energy drinks and the alcohol, but it's there. Anyways, there's a bunch of guys on legal laps right now for the bronze category, but I don't really have deltas for comparison purposes, so we'll stick with Hook until something calls my attention away. We're not on the auto director right now because, as anyone who's been here for like the whole season chat-wise knows, when you use a replay function with the auto director, it breaks the auto director. So at least early in the going, I like to try to keep my my manual control and the ability to go for replays if need be, because there's a lot of stuff going on. Auto director will miss it, and I do want to be able to go back and look at it if there's something happening. So I'd like to stay on manual for a bit. And in qualifying, I mean, it's just finding who's running the fastest lap right now and just going with it. So, don't really need the auto direction for that. Hook's still got a legal lap going. A couple other people on legal laps as well. Murasanu, Bearded X Badass, Adam Stewart, Idris Cahill, and Jesse Bacher and Robert Holt. Jeffrey Bacher. There is a hockey player with your name, Jeffrey, but it's Jesse Bacher. And that's probably messing me up. My apologies. Look around the last corner. Let's see what it is. Adam Stewart, by the way, going third quickest. And Hook going second quickest, almost pipping the pole position from Sean Young. Right. Matthew East coming across the line. Oh, there's pole for the Bentley. Shanu Murasanu to the front. Adrian Maroon in the hometown. I think this track is owned by Honda anyways. Is there either Honda or Toyota that currently owns Suzuka? And Adrian Maroon representing the NSX Acura Honda brand here today. Currently in fourth place. Hook's got a really good lap going. So I think we're going to go back to him. He's 9/10 up right now, which would put him on pole by a fair bit, actually. About a 6/10 pole gap. Should be a big deal. Of course, we still have the silvers to come. We still have a lot of the bronzes heating their tires up and getting ready as well. So there is some things going on elsewhere worth considering, obviously. But at the moment, this would be the class of the field by a significant margin. Made a little bit of a mistake there, lost some velocity. Is it legal? It's still legal. Got very wide there on the exit of Smooth. And picks up a little bit of grass. Still legal. Still legal. Still doing it. Still on pace for pole. Sloppy lap, though. Oof. Dennis, you can do better than this. Make it happen. You're representing the commentary team here, sir. This should be pole position here as he works his way down towards the start-finish line. Thank you. Dennis Hook to the pole. Jeffrey Bacher on a solid race here, lap here. By the way, we'll do a quick little bit of standing rundown, shall we? Starting with the Iron Division, Sean Young leads the championship by 10 points over Lou Wez. I note that Lou Wez is not here today. I understand that he still has a drop score to make, so it's not the biggest deal in the world, but like missing this race is, I think really going to cramp the chances of a championship there. Matthias Wiedemann is in third place with 52 points, followed by Professional Hater, who is absent today, and Chris Boss on 32. Then we have the bronze category, which is a 6-point lead for Robert Holt over Adrian Maroon, who has also a 6-point lead over Jeffrey Bacher. It is worth considering Bacher does not have a dropped score to go with. He has already used up basically his worst result possible, a 0-point outing in Bathurst, whereas the other guys do have that, the ability to have that off race. So the pressure is on Bacher, but he has won the last 2 races in a row and should be still a possible champion contender. Adam Stewart on 16 points is the only other person really worth talking about there. And in the silver category, Freddie Murley leads Stuart Parsons by 8 points. And a further 10 back is for Lee Campbell. I would say Murley is fairly comfortable right now. I don't think I see Parsons in the field today. Scroll down here. I don't. So, yeah. A chance to widen that gap at the top of the standings for the Ford 469 BMW. During this, I of course lost track of who's doing good things right now. Pole position still belongs to Hook, ahead of Stuart Mursanu. Currently on a good lap is Robert Volt. This would probably vault him up into 6th place as it stands. He's about a half second up. And hopefully he brings it on home. For the record, I do not have my beverage, so you may hear a little bit of shuffling as I pull back the chair, go to the fridge, get the fridge, and also open the sliding door that separates me from the kitchen. And I return with what I call the elixir of the gods for commentary purposes, which is no-name peach juice from Loblaws. I'm not even a big fan of like peach juice, but for whatever reason, it has like a perfect like viscosity and lubrication factor for my voice. It's gonna be going throughout these races, so I salute them. No one's really on a burner right now. Hook is improving a little bit on his current pole position. When I say improving, I mean like 0.05 of a second, so not much. But I also do remember. Oh, never mind. He's invalidated the lap. All right, who's doing good things for me? The answer is like nobody. Best lap going right now is Bearded X Badass, who currently is going to improve about a 10th as it stands. Now, mind you, he's only in the S's, so plenty of time to screw it up, to invalidate the lap, etc. But as it stands, he's got the best one going. Matthew East has got a good lap going, but it's also illegal. So that's a bit of a problem. Adam Stewart? Never mind. He invalidated it. So I'm assuming he cut the track. His Delta suddenly was like looking a lot better, and then it instantly went, illegal on the lap. So I have some theories and some guesses as to how that happened. Bakker's got a slight improvement going on right now as he approaches 130R. It would not, by the looks of it, improve his grid position at all, though. We'll just bring him closer to Sean Young. But every little bit does... Okay. His run through 130R there was apparently much better than his last one. And so was that. Wow, he just gained like 0.4 of a second. That's impressive. All right. This will put him past Sean Young, but I don't think it's a threat to Robert Volt right now. Maybe. Oh, it did. All right. 4th place for Bakker. That's a pretty big deal. He does kind of need to be getting the qualifying battles against Robert Volt going his way, but it does look like we got a really tight bronze field today. You've got within a half second of each other. You've got Hook. You've got Stewart, East, Mursanu, Bakker, and Volt. That'll be interesting. As well as the Iron Driver, Sean Young, kind of being a possible factor. Shot at Mursanu. A couple tenths right now. This is a possible pole lap right here for the category. So I can add the 1 point to Sean Young for pole position. Signing went off. Let's see what that was. Robert Volt's got a good one going here. He's up about 0.3. The bronze championship leader has a shot at pole if he can put this together. Through the Casio triangle. He's lost a little bit of time. I don't think there's a threat for pole, but there could be a threat to overtake Bakker and maybe even challenge Mursanu. take the inside of row number 3 for the time being. Bearded X Badass is up about a half and then he invalidates it. Little caster's curse there. Ah, Pat Fortune in the chat. Recognize. Thank you. All right, we've deployed the silvers. Idris Cahill, by the way, could not get a legal time in, so he will probably start from the back, I would imagine. Here in his bronze debut, having been promoted from the iron category. The 2:02.74 that he put up would have been pole position, and I suspect involved a significant track cut. Yeah, it looks like his first sector is unusually fast. The second and third sectors look pretty much like they were legal, but it looked like Sector 1 was a problem. Be interested to know where he was having such problems, because to be honest, Sector 1 is not really where you should be invalidating the lap. Anyways, our first silver to get a lap up will potentially be Finley Gamble. As he starts a hot lap here. Gamble is, of course, strictly speaking, a championship contender in the silver category, currently in 3rd place with a win at Coda and a 2nd place at Monza, but it feels like Murley and Parsons really have to trip over themselves if the door is going to open for Gamble. I guess the question would be, maybe Parsons got promoted to gold? I know I've noticed a couple of promotions lately for some of the drivers, notably Tatis Volkel, Mickey Taylor, Richard Oakes. These guys have been promoted to the Server 1 rankings. Maybe that has happened with Parsons, but I don't see any indication of that on the standings page. And Gamble has invalidated the lap while I was yapping, so... Next, Freddie Murley currently has a legal lap here. Oh, another Wise Racing car. All right, we got 2 of them. We got 2 of them. I like the other one better. Freddie, I like the other one better. The one that is being sported by Brandon Harvey. Legal, but not a pole lap right now for Murley, the championship leader. Currently would be about 2nd place, though. Maybe 3rd. Find out. Through the Casio Triangle. Actually, I don't know what that delta's being compared to, actually, so I don't know. Actually. He's plus 144 to something. There you go. I have no idea. I have no idea what the delta was, because he apparently blew the whole time out by a second. Nelson Ambrozosa, pardon me. Across the line. That'll be P2. Solid effort so far. Looking to see who's going to be the next big gun here. Don't really have a great idea. The closest to a lap is Gamble. But as it stands, I don't have a reference for how he's doing. That will invalidate there at Degna number 1. You know what? Degna 1 might actually be part of Sector 1. That could be where people are invalidating. Parsons is gold now. Thank you for that information. I guess maybe the standings page just hasn't been updated appropriately on the matter. I would say that was well earned and a while ago probably should have happened. Parsons seems like he has all the speed in the world, but there are some consistency issues, and that's really about it. Ah, okay. So he has to complete a race before they'll update the standings. That makes sense. That makes sense. Freddie Murley currently blowing his own time out of the water here. Move the pole position up to about almost 7/10. As he's currently about 6/10 up. And heads through the last corner with a little bit lackluster velocity. So he made a little bit of mistake coming out of Casio Triangle. But, yep. That will be a new standard set at 201.045. And that is pole position. Steve Tetley's got a good one going here. Somebody is talking to me in chat. Oh, okay. She's suggesting that might be why the status page. Yeah. I can definitely figure that, Mr. Murasana. I have so many community tabs that it's like keeping track of everything is quite hard. I'll be quite honest. But I'd like to try to be appraised of what's going on in the championships I do commentary for as best as I can. And Tetley's going to curl across the line. This should promote a couple of spots. There we are, up into 5th place in the 808. Well, I mean, I was going to say nothing's really on fire right now, but Freddie Murley's got another good one going on here. He is 4/10 up, so this should be a sub 201 lap time here and further secure the possible pole position. By the way, the new livery from last week that you were talking about, that was a 1st of December specialty. Okay. I got you. I kind of figured it had something to do with the Romanian pride. It was a sloppy lap, Dennis. I saw that. I made reference to the fact that did not look like a remotely clean lap time. Is Freddie Murley going to blow this further out of the water? Boom. Let's see here. What is it? 2 minutes, 0.63. I will say, really good lap going on right now from Cedric Mirror. He'll still be only 3rd fastest, but he's about 7/10 up. And will at least try to take the fight to Ambrazosa. By the way, we are just kind of replacing... Stuart Parsons' dominance with Freddie Murley dominance. Although Isaac Jordan did take the fight to him at Laguna Seca. Kevin Shepherd going 4th quickest. I'm looking forward to seeing Kevin Shepherd back out here in the Ashcroft Racing Ferrari. Did quite good previously. Lucas Geese. Too early to say. Finley Gamble still has not completed a legal lap time. He is kind of playing with fire here a little bit. Currently it's legal. Let's see if he keeps it going. Gamble, of course, has had a fair amount of success. Dominated Coda last time out. Picked up a W. So that was good. Still legal from Gamble. All right. I don't have a reliable delta because I don't know what his delta is comparing himself to. So I don't know if this is going to be a good lap. I don't know if this is going to be a bad lap. We're going to find out together when he hits the checkered flag. Or I guess in this case, checkered line. Coming around the final corner, it is still legal. Can Finley Gamble get a say in this battle? 2nd place. There you go. It was good. Also looking for Taylor and Charlie here. Lucas Geese is trying to get a lap in at the hometown track for the Hondas. It is legal at the moment, but doesn't look terribly impressive if I'm getting this delta correct. Should be around the tail end of the silver standings here. And it will, in fact, be 5th place. Never mind. Never mind. I was wrong on reading the delta. Running out of time here. Kevin Shepherd has a pretty decent lap going right now. 4 tenths up, 5 tenths up. Just through the S's. So hopefully a considerable amount of improvement here. I really need to fix my laptop screen location because right now it's kind of slightly behind my screen, my big screen, just because of space on the desk. I could move the desk over a little bit. That maybe is an idea. But then I'd be hanging it off the desk. I don't like that idea. You're gonna hear a tape measure go off real quick here. Yeah, that doesn't work. That's too tall. Or is it? I have ideas, but nothing I can implement right now. Nothing implementable right this second, but I have ideas. Kevin Shepard currently is still about a half second up, actually about 6 tenths up. Lucas Geese is also getting a good lap going. They're both threatening the second row. I don't think the front row is an option, but they both have eyes on maybe 4th place Cedric Muir right now. As the checkered flag has come out. Kevin Shepard coming across the line. This is not going to be good enough to improve anything for him. Lucas Geese, though, might pop up into 4th place here. 3rd place, actually. Wow. He got Ambrozosa. All right. Your grid for this race is going to be Freddie Murley and Finley Gamble on row 1. Lucas Geese and Nelson Ambrozosa, row 2. Row 3, Cedric Muir and Kevin Shepard. Row 4 is the top bronze qualifier, Dennis Hook and Steve Tetley. Adam Stewart and Matthew East on row 5. Row 6, Shannon Murasanu and Robert Volt. Row 7, Jeffrey Bacher and Sean Young, the Iron Championship leader. Adrian Marood and Matthias Wiedemann on row 8. Row 9, Brandon Harvey and Ron Stop Action, the newcomer. Row 10, Tobias Wagner and Bearded X Badass. Row 11, Chris Moss and Pat Fortune. And row 12, all on his lonesome, couldn't get a lap time in, Idris Cahill. That is your grid for this race. We're getting some PA sounds here. All right, here we go. The grid is formed. We are ready to rock and roll, ladies and gentlemen. I think Helicam would be the best for the opener here. And we're going to go with Adrian Marood as a potential troublemaker. Or at least in the area of the field that might see some trouble, shall we say. Any predictions from the chat? Anybody have any bold statements that they want to let us know and bring us to the table here? Let's go Zilla. That is certainly a prediction. I should update the standings here as best as I can. Freddie Murley picking up pole position for the silvers. The bronze pole went to Dennis, who is a newcomer, not really to the field, but a newcomer to the standings. So with that, Freddie Murley moves 9 points ahead of Stuart Parsons, who I have been informed has been promoted to gold, so he is no longer in the mix. Finley Gamble, who is 19 points behind, would be the only mathematical challenger. No. There's some others. Technically speaking, Isaac Jordan, Fabio Varro, who neither of whom are here today, would be in the running. I think the Silver Championship is largely going to be resolved today for Freddie Murley, I think. Bronze and Iron are still a little bit more open, although Iron could be decided today by Sean Young. Lou Wez is absent today. If Young scores... Let's see, what would be the math considerations here? 10 points. 10 points in the championship will belong to Sean Young. So that would be a fifth place or better finish for Young, and he is on the pole position. So I think we'll probably see that get wrapped up today as well. So I think after today, the only championship that I think has life in it is the bronze one. But we'll find out. We'll find out. Young could crash into a wall on lap 1 and not take advantage of this chance to clinch the title. For Freddie Murley, what is the math? Let's see ahead of right now. And he basically just has to score, honestly, and not be like 10th place or something in the silvers. So realistically, just like a decent run for Murley will get him the title, and Sean Young, like I said, just into the top 5. So yeah, we should see 2 trophies get confirmed here today, unless the trophy can be taken away if they get promoted. I guess that would be the one thing to consider. But I would hope that would not be the case, given that we are heading into the season finale at Brands Hatch next week. Be a really, really unfortunate promotion if we were to see a promotion for Sean Young or for Freddie Murley right after they lock up their championships and just get promoted and be like, nope, we're taking the trophy back. I don't think I've ever seen that. I have seen somebody willingly relinquish a trophy heading into the final round of the championship because they thought that they were too far ahead of the people they'd been grouped with and that they shouldn't be allowed to keep the trophy. Not that there was a trophy. The imaginary trophy that would have come for a silver victory in that particular series. Please excuse any drinking sounds that come over the mic. That's just me sucking down Pete's drink. Penalties for today, we got Finley Gamble, Jeffrey Bacher, all serving some time penalties, and already a stop-go penalty for Idris Cahill. What's that about? Interesting. Not sure what that stop-go would be about. I didn't think that the pre-race penalties employed stop-go penalties. So I'd be interested to know if anybody knows what the penalty there with Cahill would be. But we have action coming up. Field is making its way onto the secondary start-finish line. Right after Spoon Curve, heading down to 130R. By the way, the idea that 130R would be the first turn for any of these tracks, mind blown. You could go counter the usual flow, I guess, and go down to speed. That would work. Good thing these cars are ghosted on the first lap. There's a lot of let's just say recovery driving going on. All right, too wide. Heading towards the start-finish line. And the green flag that will bring us here for 1 hour of action around Suzuka with one pit stop. Sprint race time. Let's go, 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 go. Ooh, I was hoping I timed that right for the green flag.
Green light.
There we go. I was a couple of seconds off. We head on down to the first turn. Freddie Murley leading the way. Shannon Mursanu going past Adam Stewart there. Around, seeing if anybody is off. I am seeing Brandon Harvey at the back of the pack. What has happened there? Big contact between three cars, apparently. I'm not getting the right replay there. And it's definitely not what I was trying to get a replay of. T.S. Wiedemann was involved. All right, let's see. We got the action here. Looks like a three-car pot. Oh, Lord! That's not good. Murley continues to lead from Gamble, Geese, Mirror, and Ambrazosa. Sean Young falling back a little bit there. Adam Stewart going side by side with Matthew East. By the way, Matthew East having a solid qualifying effort. Looks like Suzuka has attracted the number 42 BMW driver he's familiar with. So you see a little bit further back. Robert Folk trying to squeeze through as well. For the time being, about one wide there. That will indeed let Robert Folk through into 11th place. This is also going to lose out to Jeffrey Bacher. Nothing major yet. Show in terms of incidents. He's going side by side with Bacher. And Robert Volt off the track quite a bit there in the Casio Triangle. He's going to lose out to both of them, as well as Adrian. Idris Cahill, by the way, had a phenomenal start. He's up to 16th place, having started in 23rd. And he's also in the pits there to serve his stop-go penalty, I imagine. Still don't know what caught. Oh, no! All right, hang on. We need a replay of that. Adrian Maroon and Matthew East got into it in turn one. So it looks like East is trying to go around the outside of Maroon. Maroon's to the inside. And okay. He's just kind of lost control of the car. It's a little bit anticlimactic. Cedric Muir giving chase to Finley Gamble. Battle for second place. Lucas Geese is there as well as Nelson Ambrazosa and Kevin Shepard. Steve Tetley in the wall. Let's see what happened there. Running with Shannon Murasanu in the Boatley. Just kind of loses the back end. Kevin Shepard overtaking Lucas Geese as well as Ambrazosa. I think that deserves game. He's already ahead here, so it happened more than 15 seconds ago, whatever it was. See if the director's got anything. Nothing involving Shepard. Looks like there was contact between Geese and Ambrazosa. Let's see what happened here. That's just a little bit clumsy by Nelson. Nothing unusual, nothing horrible, but needless to say, if you rear-end a car, probably going to look a little bit bad. Tobias Wagner in the pit lane, and the lone Mercedes in the field. Check out my co-commentator from CODA, Dennis Hook, in the field, running in 7th place, top bronze driver. Shannon Murasano giving chase. And ahead of them is the battle between Geese and Ambrazosa. Excuse me. A little bit of hiccups. Wagner is your first person to serve a pit stop today. It looks like Wiedemann made an overtake on Fortune, which we just missed there. So I'm just going around the outside. Nothing terribly shocking about that one, or death-defying. But the Nissan unfortunately falls back to 15th place as a result. We'll have a little bit of look at Pat Fortune, because that KCMG Nissan is probably a bit of a cork in the bottle right now. Kinda was nowhere in qualifying, so to have Chris Moss and Brandon Harvey up on the rear, as well as Bearded X Badass and Matthew East. He's kind of knocking Bearded X Badass a little bit wide there. I'd say that really was bad driving, but a little bit there. Let's go Young. We got some cheering for Sean Young in the crowd. I like it. We got a car off the track. It is Shanu Murasanu rejoining very slowly there in the Boatley. What happened? Looks like just kind of lost it on his own, unfortunately. Drops a couple of spots as a result. Adam Stewart and Jeffrey Bacher. Pat Fortune falling back a little bit further. I'll save our resident Nissan fan the replay of the Sam being overtaken by Brandon Harvey and Matthew East. As well as Chris Moss, I think, got through as well. This is probably the best action we got. Although there is this battle a little bit further up between Geese and Ambrazosa. Battle for 5th place. Possibly long-term, this could be a podium spot. Cedric Muir does tend to fade in races, in my experience. He's running in 3rd. And Kevin Shepard is a little bit of an unknown commodity. There hasn't been a lot of footage of him, so I could see this eventually being the actual battle for the final step on the podium. Once everything sorts out. Possibly even for second, because Finley Gamble does have a 10-second penalty. And that's not nothing. He's going to have to pull a pretty substantial gap. Chris Moss holding up Brandon Harvey and Matthew Easty feels a little bit, so the Porsche is the cork in a BMW wine bottle. And the two big cars would like to get through. Also, Bearded X Badass putting the pressure on Fortune in the background, and Adrian Rue is coming with. So Honda versus Nissan on the table. Lucas Geese was dropped. No, that's a timing error. He has not fallen back. He's still in 5th place. Cedric Mirror putting the pressure on Finley Gamble here early going. Shanu Murasanu making the move there on... Sure, what that is. Oh, that's Ambrazosa. What has happened to Ambrazosa? We need a replay. Oh. Well, there is my answer. I lost control of it. We'll drop down a couple of spots as we see. Yep, there they go. That's Hook. That's Stewart. That's Bacher. That's Murasanu. And Sean Young might actually even have had a crack at him. It still shows behind him. By the way, Iron Car running in 11th place here in the early going. That's a big thumbs up to Sean Young. He's doing an excellent job. Adam Stewart and Jeffrey Bacher having a battle here over 2nd place in the bronze category. This is pretty important because, of course, the leader in bronze, Dennis Hook, is in his first race of the season. These two guys have championship ideas, aspirations. And the fact that they're battling here for 2nd place is a big deal. And that is Hook off the track, and he's going to lose his lead there. Adam Stewart to the front. The bull overtakes the horse. Lamborghini over Ferrari. The tractor maker over the Prancing Arts. Adrian Maroon looking for a way past Pat Fortune. Nissan versus Honda heading into the hairpin. And Fortune just kind of lost it there. Kind of took a little bit of grass and kind of messed up all kinds of his braking there. Maroon did give him a squeeze, which is a little bit rude. Obviously not a penalty or anything. I'm not grousing on him to the Stewarts in any way. But I don't know. Probably a little bit ruder than that, given the pace of it. Pick up Dennis Hook. Ambrazosa on the attack against Murasanu as well. Ferrari versus Bentley. The boat versus the horse. Right behind them, it's Sean Young and Robert Volk. The respective championship leaders of iron and bronze. As it stands, Murley and Young will be champion after this race. Ambrazosa side by side with Murasanu. Looking to make the move. In the S is here. Very hard. Very nice driving, though. No contact, really. I appreciate that. That's a lovely overtake. 9th place acquired. Grid here, seeing if I see anything else we want to pick up. But no, it's really just kind of this battle here between Stewart, Hook, and Bacher for bronze supremacy here today. Really battling it out for 6th place. Robert Volt and Sean Young going side by side. Young should probably think about the title and probably let Volt through here without too much issue. Shannon Murasanu, by the way, picking up a drive-through penalty. That'll probably be some kind of track cut related issue. Up front, Freddie Murley leading by 4.8 seconds over Gamble, who has a 10-second penalty. Muir is 2.1 back of that, and then it is 2.5 back to Kevin Shepard. Lucas Geese rounding out the top 5, 1.8 back. The leader in the bronze category is Adam Stewart. Go Adam. And on his tail is Hook and Bacher. It's Ambrazosa and Murasanu has a drive-through penalty, which will complicate things, rounding off the top 10. Murasanu dropping like a fly. That would suggest a pit stop, and I am correct. Sean Young, Ron Stop action, and Robert Volt battling it out here for 10th place, 10th, 11th, and 12th. the champion-elects in both iron and bronze in this fight, as well as a newcomer, Ron Stop Action. I'll tell you, he's the loneliest guy out there right now. It's Idris Cahill. He is about 15 seconds behind Pat Fortune, but is so far ahead of Wagner that I don't even have a gap. 1 minute 38 seconds, yeah. The better part of a lap. So a very lonely race right now for the 205 car. Stop Action looking for way past Sean Young, but doesn't really commit to it at this time. This is a battle for the iron lead between the 230 of Young and the 815 of Action. Couple other battles could heat up here. There's a good little fight between Chris Moss, Brandon Harvey, and Matthew Leeson eventually kicking off. And Bearded X Badass is right on the tail of Murasanu post drive-through, although I imagine Murasanu will probably drive away from that without too much issue. Oh, whoa, what happened there? I totally missed that. What happened? Iron Championship leader Sean Young was pointed the wrong way, and oh no, that's terrible. That's terrible. I will grasp the stewards on that one. Ron Stop Action just way too late on the brakes and sends Sean Young around. Stewart still leads from Hook and Bacher. Harvey putting the pressure on Chris Moss. We might check that out in a little bit. There it is. I love that livery. Love the livery. Which I mean Brandon Harvey's livery there in the gold, green, and black. Very lovely combination. Nelson Ambrozosa is looking to make a way up here. Currently running in 9th place. Was looking at... I still actually think could be looking at a podium when it's all said and done. Very naughty from our Action. I would agree. Agree, Georgie. Very much missed up his braking there into the Casio Triangle. Oh. And his Hook pulling a... This is not going to play with this chat, but there is a guy that I used to race with in Race Room named Mark Clapp-Zool, who would, let's just say, take liberties with contact, track limits, etc. Very much him. We were doing a race here at Suzuka, and he was battling with me for, I think it was like 7th place. No big deal. And he did that exact track cut at the Casio Triangle on the last turn and took the spot, and then picked up a 30-second penalty and belly into that. Not even like an admin, like a portion 30-second penalty. No, you just got a 30-second penalty because that's what the game mandates for cutting that turn that badly. Zosa on the chase. I kind of thought he would maybe make some action. We'll go back to Matthew Ace versus Harvey in a battle of BMWs. Matthew Ace seems to have a good little bit of pace here today. I'm kind of used to seeing him a little bit further back, but he's kicking it. Not consistently. There's a lot of illegal laps here, but when he's on his game, around this track. He's quick. He's effective. He's doing the job as they head up to the hairpin. Walker putting the pressure on Hook. Stewart is starting to drive away from this group. By group, I mean Hook, Walker, and Ambrazosa. Getting up to one. Whoa! Side by side, 130R. Okay, Hook's just going to kind of, or Walker's just going to kind of let that one go. Okay. Probably a smart move, given that that was a battle between two cars not in the same class. That was a silver versus a bronze. Pat Fortune's in the pits as well as Tobias Wagner. That's Wagner's second visit to the pits. That's a bad sign. So Walker wisely, I think, backing out of that one. Matthew East looks to the inside. Doesn't really commit though. Chris Moss is the car ahead of Harvey. Stop-go penalty for Pat Fortune. They'll be speeding in the pit lane, I imagine. That could have been what Cahill got at the beginning, actually. When I think about it, Cahill may have started from the pit lane. Couple of penalties handed out during the race. We also had a drive-through earlier for Murs Simon. Just put the Romanian driver out of position. Ambrazosa on the tail of Stewart and Hook, the two bronze leaders. Having raced against somebody in this field, I finally think I know where I fit, which is probably in this fight right here, actually, in the field. I think. I could be wrong. I raced against Adam Stewart in race route. Maybe he's, he's sharper in his Assetto Corsa Competizione than he is in race route. Perhaps I'm sharper in ACC than I am in race route. I don't know. It could be a difference. But if anybody was wondering what the disembodied voice was capable of doing, probably 6th place. It would be my guess. Oh, Hook again! Takes to the escape road at the Casio Triangle. What is going on, Dennis? If he pops in for a post-race interview, we're gonna give him a little help. Just saying. A lot of track limits today. Yeah, Suzuka tends to produce that, particularly at the Casio Triangle, as well as there's a couple other places. Spoon Curve and 130R are both very, very easy to violate track limits as well. And also Degna 1 is a pretty common cut place as well. So there are a couple of it's kind of just a track feature, if that makes any sense. It's not it's a feature, not a bug. There are certain tracks that you expect people to largely be pretty much legal every lap, like clockwork, and then there are ones that are not quite that well. By the way, we got a third BMW lining up to be part of this battle. That is the championship leader in the iron category, Sean Young, in the 230. Now on the tail of Matthew East and Brandon Harvey, as well as Chris Moss. Zoza might be on the attack against Hook. We're not too far away from the Casio Triangle, so let's stick with this for a little bit here. See if he gets it wrong again. Getting up to 130R. This time I think Hook was very cautious on the brakes there as to not cut the track again. And as a result, it is... Oh, hang on, let's get a replay here. Kevin Shepard going at it with Cedric Muir here. This is for 3rd place. looks like Mir runs a bit wide. Shepard gets alongside. And doesn't quite force the issue into the Suzuka S's. Adrian Larude on the attack against Sean Young. Looking to make up a move here in the Honda. Got the inside line into turn 1. And that is going to be 15th place. Chris Moss losing a spot to Brandon Harvey. Let's get a quick look and see if we can get a replay. This is through the S's and just kind of loses the back end a little bit. And Harvey with the overtake without too much drama. Next up to try will be Matthew East in 42. And Young and Maroon behind that. Also, Steve Tetley kind of close to that group, so he could be moving up here in a while here in the 808 Lamborghini. We saw him in the wall early on in the race. That's kind of why he's a little bit further back than you would expect from a silver driver. Honestly, I'd be tempted if I had been Tetley to probably just get a pit stop in and kind of do the super undercut. Just get some free air and try and make the best of it, because right now I imagine he's probably getting held up a little bit. Looking at his lap times here. Yeah, I mean, he's losing a couple of tenths every lap. It's not a huge deal, but I imagine traffic is not doing well for Lucas Geese off the track. Nothing there. Well, he was facing the wrong direction. That makes me think that we had a driving error there. Do I have a contact? Contact listed. So it looks like a self-inflicted one there. Dennis Hook is into the pits early to serve his mandatory. And I think Matthew East is also, because he is dropping like a stone. Matthew East is in the pit stop. He just didn't have the pit marker next to his name. Ambrazosa, Adam Stewart is next up on his list. Needs to make short work of Adam if he can, if he's going to actually compete for this podium. Which I think he can. We've seen good late race performance by Ambrazosa. Stewart kind of just gets out of the way before. And with Lucas Geese off the track recently. And you've also got Cedric Muir's kind of long-standing fall down the order at the end of the race element to keep in mind. It's really just Kevin Shepard that is standing in his way. Now, granted, he's 21 seconds behind Kevin Shepard, but it would be on the table. We'll see. We'll see. Crossing my fingers up here that I'm doing the opposite of the caster's curse. Somebody is off the track there. That is Ron Action. Oh, Steve Tetley got into it, I think, with Chris Moss, and that caused the contact on the rejoin. Gonna get a 30-second replay on Moss. Not far enough back, unfortunately. I don't want to go the full minute. It looks like Moss got into it with Tetley. That has created a problem. Also, looks like Moss has also gone off the track, perhaps. I think we saw Action overtaking him when we came in. Yeah, there we are. Just kind of butchers the hairpin braking zone. And Action should appear to the inside. There he is. In the purple Porsche. It's the move. And Moss is actually re-overtaking him, as well as coming through. That is Hook. As well as Shana Murasano in the boat. Did Hook's pit stop not count? It is not showing a mandatory pit stop from Hook. What is the deal? Let me see if we can get a look at the stats real quick. Okay, he was stationary for 11 seconds. Okay, I don't know what happened there. But he's in the pits again, so he knows that something happened that wasn't supposed to. Idris Gale's also there. It's the yellow Lego car in behind. We got the cheering section for Pat Fortune out in force. Good to see. Good to see. I appreciate a cheering section that's cheering for the underdog. Matthias Wiedemann's falling quite a ways back. I'm Brandon Harvey now. I don't know what happened there, and I don't really think I'm going to hunt around in the replay to find out. But something happened. Because he was up ahead of the likes of Geese and Volt beforehand. And now finds himself, well, quite a way behind that. Also in the pit lane is Ron Action. Rude on the attack. Oh, that is an awkward line for both of them. Sean Young in behind. Kevin Shepard is the first of the front runners into the pits. Hitting from P4 in the Ashcroft Ferrari. Heading into 130R here. Could go side by side. Nah. Rude is not going to force the issue, which is probably a good idea if I'm being completely honest. I don't think it would have been a good idea. Lucas Geese also wins. We are about halfway through, so I expect to see a fair number of pit stops. Sean Young does it as well. And Brazosa got through on Stewart quite a while ago. Has not driven away from him, though. In front of them, that is, I want to say Cahill. Running in front of them. He's down a lap, having made his pit stop. And will probably be serviced by getting out of the way here relatively quickly. Blue flags in effect and all. Let's note such action so far. That's Pat Fortune off the track. Nissan. Let's see if there's an incident recorded. Nothing showing up in the incident log. So that'd be a self-inflicted spin, probably. From the 154 Nissan. Adam Stewart on the pressure again. This is the only real battle on the track right now, so we'll stick with it for a bit. I thought Ambrazosa would just kind of walk away from Stewart. That has not happened. Jeffrey Bacher in the background as well. Cedric Muir into the pits. His pit stop. Freddie Murley continues. Finley Gamble continues. Ambrazosa continues. Bacher, Stewart. That is Chris Moss rejoining. Behind them. In the Porsche. Dennis Hook has been in the pits for quite some time, so I'm thinking that in his time away and his ordering of new hardware, that Mr. Hook has not does not have the proper setup for a pit stop, and that has caused some problems. He has served his mandatory now, though. Now it's just a matter of him getting out there and continuing the race. There is somebody in my PMs being very, very persistent. I appreciate the love, but I also would I would also like to be left in peace a little bit while I'm doing this. Book's still in the pits. Freddie Murley into the pit lane. The race leader is in. 469 BMW. Following him in is Finley Gamble. So Ambrazosa, unless he elects to pit, will take over the lead of the race. Let's see here. put the camera on him. Stewart in behind. Looks like Stewart lost some time navigating around Idris Cahill. Which, to be clear, would make sense. Cahill is, after all, technically a rival of Stewart's in the bronze category. So I'll let you on a secret. I'm a little less cooperative with rivals when it comes to the blue flags. Nothing illegal. Keep it legal. But I appreciate that little bit of yeah, you're going the long way around. that might be in play. Rather than the right this way, sir, to a non-rival. Brandon Harvey in. No real battles going on right now. We're just kind of sorting out the pit stops right now. See how it goes. Closest gap in the field is 2 seconds, which is, if you need a visual reference, that's the gap between Adam Stewart and Nelson Ambrosioso. That is the closest it gets without equating into blue flags. Right now. Freddie Murley rejoins in 5th place. And I think undoubtedly will end up in the lead here long term. What's the gap here? It's 33 seconds behind the leader. For reference, a good pit stop around here is about 105, I would say. I imagine if you get everything right, you could probably get it to about a 1-minute pit stop. But that's about it. Best anybody's done is 103. So needless to say, a 33-second gap, that's not going to hold up. Matthias Wiedemann is on the charge against Matthew East here. They've made their pit stops and are now battling on track for 13th place. 12th place, pardon. So we're waiting on pit stops from Ambrosioso, Stewart, Bacher, Maroon, Voltson. He's normally one of the very, very last ones to pit, so this is by his standards actually fairly early. Adrian Maroon also, and Steve Tetley, who we've seen in the wall twice, has yet to pit, which, Steve, love you, hearts out to you, you're a charming individual, you might want to get in the pit stop. Might want to fix the car when it is damaged. I'm just throwing that out there. Maybe a little tip. Sean Young on the tail of Wiedemann as Matthew East drives away from both of them. This is the best fight we've got going on right now. Casio Triangle. This is a battle for the iron lead right now. Sean Young, who as things stand, will be the champion, I do believe. To be clear, I am just a voice talking into a microphone. I am not a I am not an admin. There may be something I'm not aware of. But based strictly on the numbers, this second place would be enough for Sean Young to claim the Iron Trophy here today. Looking down the inside. My phone has decided to unplug itself. That's not good. The charger is not very good on the so it'd be nice if it would stay cold. Charging has begun. resumed, I suppose I should say. Did not. Adam Stewart in the pits. Amber Zosa in the pits. Bacher to the lead. Still the best battle going on right now is Wiedemann versus Young. For Iron Glory and 12th place. Which, you know what? It may be 12th place, but kind of lost you on sound. Is it fine now? I did have my head away from the microphone when I was dealing with the phone, so that was probably it. My, off the track at 130R. This is a side-by-side through 130R is, that's a gamble. That's a gamble and a half. And the overtake has happened there for Sean Young as a result. Yeah, my microphone sits slightly to my left side. So if I, for example, do this, and I'm over here where the phone is, you probably can't hear me as well. But if I'm here, it should be good. If I wanted to, I could move it a little bit more to the center, and I do that when I'm recording a podcast. But it kind of blocks off the screen a little bit, and that obviously makes it a little bit harder. Also, I spend a lot of time looking towards my left-hand side, because that's where the ACC race control is, up on the monitor. So, that also kind of plays into where I position the microphone, because I do want to be able to look at the ACC control like I'm doing right now, and have the microphone pick up my voice pretty well. So, every so often, yes, I will be a little bit away from them. This is still the best battle going on right now. I swear I was not bribed by Sean Young and Matthias Wiedemann to show off this fight. It's just, nobody's kicking off right now. The other gaps are measured in seconds. So, I'm fine with it. I like Wiedemann's livery. I believe that the Iron Dude should get a little bit of shine for their hard work, and I'm fine with it. But this is just how the race is going right now. Steve Tetley is with it right now. Should have been an early receive. Bacher is the only other person who has yet to serve his mandatory pit stop. Also has a 5-second penalty. At a guess, Bacher would come out behind Amber Zosa, but probably ahead of Robert Volt, which to be clear, I think would probably suit him just fine to come out ahead of the championship leader. Now, to be clear, that assumes a relatively ideal pit stop. That assumes everything goes correct. That assumes that the delta is good. So, but right now, if Bacher gets in and out and does a good pit stop, he'll come out ahead of Volt. We'll see. We'll see. That'll be a big deal. Ideally, he probably would like to come out ahead of Adam Stewart, but that's not an option. Stewart is kind of well within his pit window right now. This battle is settling down. Unfortunately, nothing else is really kicking off. Amber Zosa's within striking distance of Adam Stewart. So we'll probably be heading there at some point. By the way, the hopes for Amber Zosa taking a podium are kind of out the door. I wonder, what was his pit stop like? Amber Zosa. Well, the pit stop was not to blame. Minute 5. That's a solid stop. By the way, we have our first sub 1 minute pit stopper, Adam Stewart. Congratulations, 59 seconds. Adam Stewart, the pit stop king today. We'll see if Jesse Bacher can beat that. He won't. He's got a 5-second penalty. If Jesse Bacher with a 5-second penalty comes up with the fastest pit stop today, that would be ridiculous. Let's just put it that way. Fastest lap currently belongs to Freddie Merley. Not a surprise. Looking through the field, who's got the fastest lap for the other two classes? We got Berzosa overtaking Adam Stewart. Like overtook him and left him for dead. He caught him very, very rapidly. And then, yeah, just kind of storms on through. Stewart must have... I'm judging by the fact that Stewart is giving him a turn signal that perhaps he has elected to kind of just let him through. Which, not a terrible idea. Cedric Muir up on the tail of the Ashcroft Ferrari. This is a battle for 4th place at the moment, which will eventually become 3rd. Bacher, by the way, is in the pits. Let's see where he comes out. My prediction, and I'm sticking with it, is he will come out ahead of the number 413 car, which is making its way towards Spoon Curve right now. I wish I could use my mouse to point at it, but if you can see the 413 down at the far end of the track, the southern end of the track, trailing the number 15 of Lucas Geese, that is the spot. Now, I had him coming up behind Geese, but it appears Geese has at some point made a mistake. And as a result, he's lost a bunch of time. Yeah, he's going to get out way ahead of him. I didn't think it'd be close. And it's not. Ambrazosa goes through. Stewart goes through. The 154 car is lapped, and it doesn't really matter. Bacher rejoins in 7th place. So, I was up by 1 spot. But chat, I think you can give me credit. I didn't have Geese driving off the track in my calculations. I did not have Lucas Geese driving off the track. So you can tell me, chat, did my prediction count as true? Adrian Maroon on the tail here. Matthias Wiedemann. So Wiedemann's gone from a battle with Sean Young to a battle with Adrian Maroon, another fighter or another driver with championship aspirations. This one in the bronze category rather than the iron category. Although I'll be honest here, Maroon's chances of that championship is, I think, fading a little bit here. Stewart's having a good day, Bacher's having a good day, and Volt's having a good enough day. Those are his 3 main rivals. And far from taking a step towards the title, I could see him dropping to 3rd place in the standings. We'll see when it is done. I don't want to do the math and then have to redo the math. Who knows? Maroon could pick up some spots. How far is he behind? He's only like 10 seconds behind Matthew East. It's conceivable. It's conceivable he could catch up with him, even without any major incidents. But we'll see. So with all the pit stops done, Freddie Merley leads from Finley Gamble. Oh, Maroon picking a spot there. I looked away from the camera or from the screen for like just a second, and Wiedemann kind of ended up in the wall. So I'll leave it to the chat to decide whether whether Maroon heartlessly pushed him into the wall or Wiedemann made a mistake. I don't know. I didn't quite see. Anyways, top 10: Merley leads from Gamble, Shepard, Muir, Ambrazosa, Stewart, Bacher, Geese, Volt, and East. That is your top 10. By the way, congratulations to Matthew East. He is running a great race here today, and deserves all the kudos. Showing some good pace, made some mistakes, but he has avoided the sin bin that he was in at Coda a lot. By the way, overtake here by Idris Cahill on Matthias Wiedemann. Wiedemann getting just a little bit wide here at Spoon and just having no real velocity. As a result, through goes Idris Cahill into 13th place. Brandon Harvey is on the tail of Chris Moss. These two have been battling for, honestly, a good chunk of this race. Moss has finished 2nd place in the iron category in both races he did. He's currently 3rd, so trying to maintain a 100% podium record. Brandon Harvey would like to also maintain his own podium record, as he had a win the only time he was out at Laguna Seca. Had a very promising debut, but he missed Coda. Going down the inside, he's got the British flag. Hey, that's a new addition. That's been added to the entry list. He makes the overtake stick, and that is 16th place for Brandon Harvey. Still kind of the only real battle on track, so we'll stick with it for a little bit. Steve Tetley in behind them. 808 Lamborghini. The last place running of the silver cars. The only one not running in the top 10. Shannon Murasanu off the track. And maybe the Boatley will be part of this fight as well. Ooh. Boatley's got some front end damage going on here. By the way, Brandon Harvey, what's up with the lights? His lights are very low. BMW is not producing much in the way of headlights going on here. If he's got enduro lights, he might want to turn them on. We had this discussion actually at Coda when we realized Wiedemann's race car appears to be instead of being an endurance car, it appears to be a sprint car. I wonder if that's the same problem that Harvey has, is that he's elected to have a custom livery that is actually using the sprint modeling light lineup, which do not go as bright or as many. Lucas Geese falling back. Used to be in the wall. What happened? What happened to Lucas Geese? Fear we're looking at probably looking at a self-inflicted, oh Lord. I don't even know what happened there. What was going on there? It's kind of, I've never spun out there. I'm not kidding. I'm at a loss to explain the Team Up Garage's spin there. But, spin he did, and losing a spot to Matthew East as well as Sean Young. As a result, Brandon Harvey on the attack. He is taking Chris Moss, and he would like Shanu Murasanu next. Steve Tetley in the background is also on the attack against Chris Moss. Side-by-side action. The Lamborghini will go through. That's an iron on silver fight. I wouldn't imagine a particular stake being put up. Finley Gamble coming through. That's a blue flag situation. Gamble runs in a admittedly distant second place, about 25 seconds behind the lead. Still the biggest action going on right now. Nothing else really kicking off, which is a shame because we had a lot of good battles going on earlier. It just looks like the pit stops have kind of the various pit strategies have either worked or did not work, and the gaps have kind of grown as a result. That's unfortunate, but sometimes that's racing. Cedric Buer is still within striking distance of a podium against Kevin Shepard, 1.5 seconds back with 8 minutes to go. There'll be 4 or 5 laps. Maybe he can still get a rivalry going on there. Or not a rivalry, but a battle going on there. But lately, where are the stats on their laps? It's not really a pattern. They're just keeping up in terms of lap time, so I think that's all good. Sean Young on the attack against Matthew East. That is not who I'm looking for. There it is. Camera took a moment to find what I was looking for. By the way, the 2 Hondas running 11th and 12th. That is Geese and Marood. There's Cahill also not too far away. Hey, Dennis Hook is actually kind of close to somebody for a change. I still don't know what happened with his pit stop. We have two things to grill him on if he dares to step in the commentary booth again. His interpretation of the Casio triangle and whatever went on with his pit stop. Brandon Harvey putting the pressure on Murasanu. He will maintain his 100% class podium rate as it stands. Running in third place behind Sean Young and Matthias Wiedemann. I believe he'll be the only driver to be a 100% podium in the class for the Iron class. Let's see here. Chris Moss came in today 2 for 2. He was the only other one. As Finley Gamble darts through. Now, granted, I'm stating this as if like the only race Harvey did wasn't Laguna Seca, which is a bit of a specialist track. Laguna Seca stands out as one of those tracks that like you might just get a really good result at that would not particularly happen. Battle between Young and East. Yeah, that's still going. I just don't. My experience tells me I think Sean Young's not going to go hard for this. This is an iron versus bronze battle. I just don't quite think it's going to have the heat that an in-class rivalry is going to have, as East runs quite wide there through smooth. But we'll see. There's also Lucas Geese catching up to them incrementally. About a half second a lap. So Geese and maybe Adrian Maru can get in on this. I'd suggest Idris Cahill as well, because Cahill's running some good laps right now, but his consistency around here has been a little bit too low for me to really have that hope. Pat Fortune and Nissan, they're getting lapped. Once again, kudos to Pat Fortune out here, clearly looking like he's having some troubles and delivering. So, I appreciate that. Out here for the love of the game. Sean Young getting a little bit squirrely. I'd also turn my lights up if I were him a little bit. Actually, I probably wouldn't. No, okay, so here's the weird thing. I probably would, just for, like, my own car's visibility. But I have, like, I have a sensory perception disorder, which causes me to actually be quite light sensitive. So, like, ironically, I can see better with, not better necessarily, but better than the average human being. As Brandon Harvey makes a mistake there, and Steve Tetley says, thank you. But basically, I have better than the standard human night vision, which is nice. But it also means that I am that dumbass who's walking around sunset with sunglasses on, because the contrast between the sun going down and the streetlights coming on plays all kinds of havocs with my vision, which is not great, honestly. Oh, Tetley going for it against Murasanu. Let's go. Bentley v Lamborghini. The boat via the bull. Can Tetley get around Murasanu? Also, I feel like these are two long-term Evolution Racing Academy members, so there may be bad blood. There may be history. There may be things to discuss. Lucas Geese is up on Sean Young. Young's up on Matthew East, but I think My gut's telling me that this is the slightly more interesting battle right now. Side by side into 130R. Gentlemen, gentlemen, you have families. Don't do it. Pat Fortune in the pits. Lucas Geese on the tail of the BMWs of Matthew East and Sean Young. In the background is the other Honda of Adrian Barud. So Hondas versus BMWs. I'm trying to keep an eye on Tetley versus Murasanu as well, because that's very tight. Oh, hang on. We're down to 1/10 of a second. Two battles heating up here. Kind of just bouncing between the two of them. The battle for 9th and the battle for 15th. Got that replay finger ready to go if I need it. Background there, that is Kevin Shepard, I think. And of course, Brandon Harvey in the background. So that's the 3rd place car trying to make its way through. By the way, Cedric Beer is still in the fight, 2.8 seconds back. He's faded a little bit, like we kind of are used to seeing here towards the end of the race, but he's still hanging on to 4th place comfortably. And still has a shot at a podium. Steve Tetley. Love to get around here. Alright. Sean Young's got one more lap to hang on against Lucas Geese. Oh, Lord. What happened here? What happened here? We got some very interesting alternate lines through the Casio Triangle going on here. Murasanu and Tetley. Say Murasanu is the one that missed a little bit worse, but they are done. They are over. Oh, Sean Young off the track. And Lucas Geese is through. Freddie Murley, by the way, is your winner from Finley Gamble, Kevin Shepard, Cedric Muir. That is your top 4. We're waiting for 5th place to come to the checkered flag. And it will be Nelson Ambrazosa. Adam Stewart looks like he's going to take home a bronze victory in 6th place, which would be very impressive. Very solid. Hasn't gotten to the checkered flag yet, though. There we go. Jeffrey Bacher will finish in 7th place. 2nd place for the class. We'll just leave it on here for the remainder. Let's get a look here. I think it's going to be a full 20 points for the Suzuka winner today. 2nd place to Finley Gamble. 16 points. Doing math and standings here as we're watching down to the end here, keeping an eye on the action, seeing if anything kicks off. Nothing quite yet. Oh, a little shove there at the end. And that's Robert Volt. Getting all kinds out of control. Oh, he didn't fit. Did he not finish? Did Volt not finish? I don't know. That was close. 3rd place for Kevin. I'll just do the top 3 in each class. Your winner, Adam Stewart. It's the dub from Bacher and East. Bacher. Matthew East's first podium of the season. Congratulations to Matthew East. Always love to see a new face on the podium. This is a championship battle, so we'll go down a little bit further. Maru gets 12. Volt gets... Yeah. That's a close one heading down to the wire. There is an 8-point gap between 4 drivers in bronze. That is interesting as all heck. Sean Young is indeed your champion in the iron category, so congratulations to him. Matthias Wiedemann, second place today. And finishing in third, Brendan Harden. I got the podiums added at least. Okay. I will show for the benefit of Pat Fortune, we're going to show off a Nissan livery here today in the post show. You know the drill. If you want to have a chat, we can have a chat. Just join me over in the Discord server. I probably have somebody there now already. Let's see here. Not that one. This one's. I'll show off the only one that's not Crown Royal. There you go. Just in case that's not your beverage of choice. All right. Oh, yeah, we got a couple. I am joined by Adam Stewart and Freddie Murley. Gentlemen, you got to put your hand up if you want. Oh, Freddie Murley, you are up first. You are invited to speak.
Hello.
Freddie Murley, a victory for you here today. And don't take this as the gospel, because I am not an admin. I am merely a disembodied voice. But I do believe you are the silver champion.
I am? I can't lose it, or?
I do believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but you stand at 82 points, and the next highest is 60. I believe that's yours.
Hey, that's awesome.
I do believe you have a 22-point gap to Finley Gamble, and unless I am very, very much mistaken, 20 points is the maximum somebody can get in a round.
That's correct. That's awesome.
So you are the champ, unless something weird happens in Finley. Tell us about your race.
No, had a good quali and had a good start in the race, and I just left it from there, to be honest. Gamble was quick, but not quick enough.
Yeah, it did look like for the qualifying that it was going to be a bit of a dull
and happy with
for you at the front, and nothing really changed that, I guess.
No, and happy with the race pace and did the 2 flat something, and yeah, super stoked about that. So nothing to complain about.
I did promise the chat that I would mention that I much prefer your teammates' livery over your livery, but that's just
that looks great. But I like the white, and yeah, that's Adam Stewart that made them and did an awesome job.
Well, we'll talk to Adam here in a bit, who was our bronze winner today, and the bronze championship is looking it's looking spicy.
That's awesome. So congrats to Adam.
All right. Well, if you have anything else to say, now is the time.
Oh, I'm all good. Thanks for the chat.
Adam, we're inviting you to the stage. Adam Stewart, you were victorious today. You came and did all the good things after losing to me yesterday by a colossal amount. And what do you have to say for yourself?
It was a pretty uneventful race, except for near the end when I was racing for 5th. When I decided that guy doesn't really count for me, I can still be first in my class and just let him go.
That was your fight with Nelson, I imagine.
I think that's who it was.
All right. Well, your victory today has definitely made things interesting. So, one moment here. I'm not attesting to these being the official numbers. This is just my rough little spreadsheet chicken scratch here, but we got an interesting battle here for the bronze championship heading into Brands Hatch, because Robert Volt leads the way with 88 points. Adrian Marood, 4 points behind him. Jeffrey Bacher, 2 points behind him. You're 2 points behind Jeffrey, which means 4 drivers within striking distance of a title, within 8 points of each other. Give us your thoughts, your breakdown going into that.
Well, I'm just going to try to stay like I did today. Just stay consistent. Don't spin it. I did have a couple of moments today that I started to, but saved it luckily. I think that I think Robert Volt is probably the one that's going to take all this. He seems to be the most consistent every week, but we have seen some good things from both Backer and Adrian.
I was gonna say, I think Robert's in a bit of a funk right now. Hopefully, he joins us for a post race interview. But his last 2 rounds have been his worst 2 of the season. So, not a good time to be finding that low form in a championship battle. Personally, I'm gonna say I still think Jeffrey Bacher might have the inside track here. We'll talk to him in a little bit, but he hasn't used up his drop score yet because. Well, he has used up his drop score, I should say. It's a 0. But that means every point he scores at Branch Hatch still counts towards his title, whereas everybody else is kind of trying to beat a drop score. It'll be interesting. It'll be intriguing as to how that goes. But the door is open. All
Absolutely.
right. Adam, do you have anything else you would like to add before we move on to Jeffrey, who's got his hand up?
Well, as for yesterday's race, and you beat me by a massive margin, which you did. I was faster on track than you. I just spun the beginning and took me forever to get back up there.
You're assuming that my car wasn't totaled by a blue flag car driving into me.
It wasn't. It was, not even a piece of damage. Come on. I'm just kidding.
It was. I had the longest pit stop of anybody. There's reason to back me up on this. I had to get my suspension fixed.
Yeah, I got my suspension fixed too after I spun right in front of somebody and they hit me. They had no choice though.
I had no choice. It was either hit you or hit Mauricio.
Yep.
Now, in hindsight, I should have chose to hit the Mauricio because he spun anyways.
Absolutely.
But I wasn't expecting Mauricio to spin into a wall.
True. Very true. All right, Mike. Thanks for the interview. I appreciate it. Have a good day.
No problem. No problem. All right, Jeffrey, you are invited to the stage. Jeffrey, you said that you tied for fastest lap with Adam Stewart today. Did you guys have both at the fastest lap? Hang on. Let me.
No, we don't. No, we don't. Dennis was faster.
Dennis got it. So meaningless for my calculations for the championship.
Yeah, but it's funny to see. I'm not sure what happened on the straight, but Robert dropped to 12.
Yeah, I saw that.
Behind East and Moraut. So that, I think if I do my math right, that gives me the championship lead. With drop scores, because I was...
With drop scores, perhaps. I tend to do my math without the drop scores being accounted for. Without drop scores, you're currently third, 6 points behind Robert, and that would be correct, because Robert is dropping 8 points for his drop score. That put him at 80. That put you at 82. And what is Marood dropping? Marood is dropping 10 points.
No, he was already behind me, so with the drop score. So
well, again, I do my math without the drop scores, sir. I present you the raw details because the drop score for me is Brands Hatch right now. But yeah, with the drop scores, like I said, you're third place in the raw, but going to Brands Hatch, you've got the advantage of being the guy who isn't trying to beat any of your results. Every point you score at Brands Hatch will count to your championship, and theirs will not, because they have to beat their drop scores to actually get anything out of it.
My worst score is third. So
your drop score would be Bathurst, where you did not participate. So
yeah, for them to gain points on me, they have to finish better than third already, because difficult math with drop scores.
Well, that wouldn't be the math. So here's the deal: they have to beat their worst result. So for Robert, that's 6th place. So Robert needs to finish in the top 5 at Brands Hatch even to get anything, because below that it'll just be his drop score. He'll finish at 88 points. And Adrian probably has a really rough time because he's got to finish top 4 to score anything. So yeah, assuming you don't blow it at Brands Hatch, you're third place right now, but you're kind of in that catbird seat. You're what year was it? There was an F1 season back when they had drop scores coming into play, and somebody was dropping
1991, I think.
No, it was before. This was late 80s, late 80s. But there was a championship play. Oh, Mansell versus PK. That's it, 87, the year I was born. There you go, boom. There was a battle that like looked a lot closer if you didn't take into account drop scores, and then if you did, PK had already won it basically. So it's a little bit like that. Not quite. You got to go out there and get a good result still. But there's a lot working for you.
Mixed weathers is last season was very good race for me. The mixed weather in some British track, I don't like any of them. So
I like most of them. I think Snetterton's the only one that I really have any particular problem with. Not a fan.
I don't. I would be happy if we didn't have a season that ended on a British track every year.
Oh, I mean that's how it works. At least you don't have the problem I had, which was every season's finale in a series I was in being freaking Macau. All right. Anything else to say, Jeffrey? You came home second today, I do believe.
I lost a lot. I really lost because of winning at Coda.
Yeah, you had that 5-second penalty, obviously. So you take a 5-second penalty and you still come home second place. That's pretty damn solid. I also got to lead the race for a little bit.
Yeah, I was thinking, can I really afford to lose 10 seconds to Stewart in a pit lane? I don't think.
Well, Adam also had an excellent pit stop. He had the fastest pit stop of anybody today, so that further probably complicated things. But anyways,
I still believe with the 5 sec. If I didn't have the 5 second, I would have come out of head, and then in the end, I was gaining on him, but not enough to really overtake. And I played with the idea of taking tires, but 10 seconds is just too much to.
Yeah, it's hard to say because you would have had to overtake Stewart on track to get the W. I think either way, because I think you came out much more than 5 seconds behind him, correct?
Something like that, actually. Sure.
Yeah, I think it wasn't a retarded amount, but like I want to say it was like 7.5 seconds.
Yeah, but if you come out side by side into turn 1, that's always difficult.
Mm-hmm. Well, good luck in the championship fight. You have a drinking game. If you watch back these broadcasts, how many times I say your name is Jesse, you'll probably get drunk pretty quickly.
Well, I was going to say it's worse than what my 4-year-old niece calls me, but it's not.
There's a hockey player who's named Jesse Bacher, and it's what's messing me up.
I'm going to send it to my friends to... Every time he says my name wrong, take a shot and try not to die.
All right, we got Robert requesting you speak. So if you got anything else, now would be the time.
No, not really. I wasn't really planning on. I just saw the result at the end with Volt suddenly disappearing from the feed, and looked it back. It looked dumb.
It did look dumb. I'm gonna ask him about it. So good luck in the championship, hitting into Brands Hatch.
Thanks.
You are my pick to win.
Oh, commentator's curse. I'm not sure I like that.
It's been 50-50.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Robert Volt, welcome to the stage. You are the bronze championship leader, but you have the interesting issue of drop scores perhaps being a bit of a problem for you, obviously.
Yeah, it seems like that. I totally forgot about the fact that the drop scores get calculated no matter what.
Yes, because you are currently 6 points ahead of Jeffrey and 4 points ahead of Adrian, but Jeffrey doesn't have to drop any of his points. Those 82 points are, on the record, so to speak. Your 88, well, going into Brands Hatch, you're going to have to finish top 3, I think, to really be able to pull this off. Or I mean, Jeffrey can have a terrible, terrible race, and that would also do it for you.
I love to T1 accidents, Jeffrey. I'm just joking with you. Like, I'm not gonna go out of please no Punterino, Jim.
Please no Punterino. Well, no. Jeffrey. Clearly, it's not going to be Robert who punts you. He's going to pay somebody else to go for the punt.
Yeah, exactly. I just have to do it like all modern companies. Just outsource outsource the problem. Is it?
Just a second here. I have some chat on the stream. Just seeing if there's anything I really want to. Okay, no, just Brandon Harvey talking. All right, we continue. Anyways, what happened on the last lap? What was the deal?
Yeah, the deal was that I had basically no fuel left, so I was coasting a lot. And on the final straight, I decided to tease. Who was it? Matt Gale?
I think it was Matthew East.
Yeah, Matthew East. Yeah. So I was going to tease him a little bit, and I just saw the seconds count on really fast. I was like, oh, okay. Oops. I just floored it, but he decided to pass really close to me, and shit happened quite literally.
Well, that was an interesting end to the race. Adam Stewart would like to remind everyone that he won the rain race, and it will be mixed conditions at Brands Hatch, so he shouldn't be counted out in this championship. This 4-way fight going down to the wire.
Oh, it's going to be interesting, especially right before the Christmas.
Like I said, the 4 of you are separated by just 8 points heading into the final round. So there is definitely a scenario where you, Adam, Jeffrey, or Adrian could take this title home.
I didn't think it would come down this close.
Although I think no disrespect to Adam and to Adrian, but I don't know, the math to get either of you the title, it's a bit of an odd one. It's a bit of an odd one because you both have drop scores to consider, which means you have to beat your current drop score to really have anything happen. Yeah. And you need something else. So, assuming Robert and Jeffrey go out there and they do something resembling their normal proficient ability, I don't know how Adam or Adrian get the belt, but it could happen.
Well, I'm definitely going to say something, though. I've been using VR the past 2 or 3 races. No. Yeah, this is my second race with VR. And it definitely feels a little bit slower, but...
oh, Lord. We're getting a screenshot in the Discord chat here from Steve Tetley, and it looks like he almost flipped himself out of the pit lane. That is...
yeah.
That is interesting. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Yeah, definitely.
I am ashamed that I didn't see. Can you get me a time code on the replay, Steve, and I'll show that. I'll show that to finish off the stream.
Quite literally at the end.
Anyways, tell us about the rest of your race because it looked exciting. You were kind of in the thick of it the whole time. Kind of not really in the battle for the lead, but looking for like a solid top 5 the entire time. And you got
it. Well, I'm just going to say that most of the time it just felt like I was cruising. Like, at some points I just lost complete focus.
Oh. Well, that's not good. Remind me never to invite you to one of my endurance teams because we'll need you to actually have focus.
Well, I could still drive and all that. It's just that I didn't really focus, like auto mode and stuff. So yeah. Other than that, it was kind of nice. So I'm definitely gonna drive and practice with single screen for next race.
Okay.
Because
I just quite got the VR down yet.
I mean, VR is nice and all that, but honestly, I just it's practice the autopilot.
I keep looking for like perhaps some VR, but I have not done it yet. I still race on the single screen option.
Yeah, it has been nice to drive on VR. It's definitely nice and all that, and the experience is quite out there. But for pure pace, I think that normal screens are better. But again,
Really?
your mileage may vary.
I always hear that the people who have gotten used to VR find it faster. I've pretty consistently heard that said.
Yeah, I just checked.
I cannot state myself, obviously.
Yeah, I just checked my pace percentage on both Suzuka and what's this previous one?
Coda.
Coda, yeah. Both of them are shit compared to my previous races.
Well, the results have definitely been that case because you were looking. I mean, this championship was looking pretty dull, if I may be honest. After we got out of Laguna Seca, where you had taken 3 consecutive second places and a win at Imola through 4 rounds, and it wasn't nothing. Bacher had put 3 podiums up. Stewart had 2. There was a win there for Adrian Marud at Bathurst. So, like, there were things going on, but let's just say, hang on. I've got the little sum function here. So coming out of that, you had 70 points. You were leading the championship by 16 points. Your gap is now 8, or is now 4. So, yeah, I would say the VR has probably made this a lot more interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, you heard it here, everybody. Robert Volt coming back with the single stream for Brands Hatch, looking to get that title, looking to hold off Adam Stewart, Adrian Marud, and the hard-charging Jeffrey Bacher for the belt.
Dropping the fun to become competitive once again.
We're going full 4-corner survival here.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say.
All right. Steve, you're in the chat. If you want to speak, give me a hand raise. But otherwise, I think we're largely done. And if Steve wants to give me a quick timescape for the replay there for his pit lane antics, we can have a look at that. Let's see here. Automatically saved Suzuka replay. Let's see here. I don't seem to have a HUD. That's a little bit of a problem. I'll have to go watch and have to go figure out what my hotkey for that is.
If you put your cursor all the way down, you will get a tiny bar for it.
Okay. Let me just see here. Do I have... Oh, it's my gamepad, which is not plugged in. Yeah, that would be the problem. That would be the problem. Let's try this again. Let's try this again. Play. All right. Attempt number 2 to show off the replay. There we go. Now it's here. Toggle HUD. Mr. Tetley, where are you? There you are, 8th place. Last lap. Let's see what happens here.
I'm just watching the stream as well.
Lap 29. Oh, Lord. Oh, boy. see if I can get a better camera angle
Yeah,
here. Can I get something from the front? There we go. This will show it off. Big spin, boom, boom, and well, it looks a little bit less if you don't really get the pause at the exact right second. Well, that went downhill. All right. Well, we have nobody else looking for an interview here today. I've got Steve, but he seemed to really just want the attention for his last lap final corner.
Yeah, pretty much. Everybody in the server crew wanted that to happen.
And Dennis Hook did not show up, which is a shame because I had questions. I had things to ask my former commentary partner, and he is not here to answer them. Such as his, let's just say, creative interpretation of Casio triangle track limits, which we saw multiple times on the stream. All right, everybody. We're heading into Brands Hatch next week. Get ready. Big showdown. Congratulations to Freddie Murley on his silver championship. Congratulations to Sean Young on his iron championship, unless something comes up that makes those not happen. But by my math, both of those titles are in the bag. And we'll see about the bronze title, which is a 4-way fight to the death. We spaced the loser.